Brown girl beauties. What's going on, brown girl beauties? Listen, I know it's been a minute. Listen, I miss y'all to pieces. Brown girl beauties, guess what? She's back. Listen, I know I took some weeks off. I definitely took some weeks off. I had to get some things together in my personal life. I had to get some things together. There's been a lot going on, y'all, but I'm about to catch y'all up. Brown girl beauties, I miss y'all. Hey, welcome to the channel. It's been a few weeks since I sat down and recorded a video, and I knew that when I came back, right, that I didn't want to just come back and to post something, right? I've been really kind of been sitting on some information, and I said, you know what, it's time to record. It's time to get back in motion. It's time to get back or whatever, right? I wanted to come back with something real. I wanted to come back and tell you what Jesus has done in my life, because listen, on August the 1st, listen, man, August the 1st, y'all. August the 1st will be a day that I um, never forget. And now that I even go back to August, the number 8, new beginnings, right? Because on August the 1st is when I got keys to my new home. I got keys to my new home. I'm actually sitting in my home as we speak, a beautiful 3-bedroom home. I'm so excited. Listen, I'm so excited about what God has done and what he is continuing to do. Listen, because listen, y'all, listen. After being homeless for 2 years, listen, I can finally say that I have a home. I have a home, and before anybody gives me credit for being strong, listen, trying to get this lighting right, y'all. I just set up I'm still unpacking, so I just took the ring light out the box, and I said, let me go ahead. I'm trying to get my desk set up right, and I don't even know if I'm gonna keep it positioned here, but y'all know, I said, let me get back in motion, because it's been a couple of weeks or whatever, and it's gonna take some time as I'm getting everything unpacked. But listen, before anybody gives me credit for being strong, listen, before anybody says, girl, you did it, no. This win, this win right here belongs to nobody but Jesus. This win belongs to Jesus. Every bit of the credit, it goes to Jesus, because there were so many moments. There were so many moments to where I didn't even know how I was going to make it. There were nights that I didn't have anywhere to sleep, literally. There were days to where I went to work carrying things that nobody at work knew what I was carrying. Walking in with my luggage, with bags, and nobody knew what I was carrying. There were doors that closed and kept closing. It's almost like it was a revolving door of closed door after closed door. Applications that did not work out. Listen, plans that I thought were going to be the plan, and then those plans fell through. Listen, many of nights of crying. Many of nights to where I've questioned, many of nights to where I was frustrated. I asked God, how much longer? And I'm not going to sit here now that I have keys, and rewrite the story like I walked through these last 2 years smiling and shouting the entire time. Because the truth of the matter is that I did not. I didn't. This journey has been one of the toughest journeys of my life. There were moments to where I was tired of being encouraged. There were moments when another Bible verse wasn't what I wanted to hear, because I wanted my circumstances to change quickly. Listen, I wanted my circumstances to change overnight. I wanted God to fix it. I wanted God to do it now. Like I wanted him to do it like quick, fast, in a hurry. But somewhere along this journey, Jesus kept bringing me back to one word: remain. And I talked about it before. He kept bringing me back to remain. all the way up until August the 1st when I got the keys. Remain. John 15:7 says that if you remain in me and my words remain in you. Listen, and beauty, listen, brown girl beauties. Listen, y'all know we're going to have a real conversation. Remaining sounds beautiful until you have to remain when nothing around you looks like what you have been praying for. Remaining when you're tired. Remaining when another door closes. Remaining when you are disappointed. Remaining when you are asking God, did you forget about me? And then you come back the next night and say, God, did you forget about me? Remaining when everybody else's life seems to be moving while yours feels stuck. That's when remaining becomes real. Let's have a real conversation. God never promised us that following him would mean life would always be easy. But he promised, what he did promise was his presence. He promised his presence. And now that I'm standing on the other side of this particular battle, there were four scriptures. There are four scriptures that I want to give you on tonight, because these scriptures described what I've learned about victory. And we're going to jump right in. Proverbs 21:31, it says, the horse is prepared for the day of battle, but the victory belongs to the Lord. In other words, prepare. In other words, do your part. In other words, show up. But understand that the outcome, it belongs to God. And baby, did I prepare. I filled out applications. I made phone calls. I asked for help when I didn't want to, because I hate asking for help, but I asked for help. I went to work. I tried different programs. I did everything I knew how to do. But when I held those keys in my hand on August the 1st, I knew that was the moment to where I knew Sherry didn't do this by herself. Victory belongs to the Lord. 1 John 5:4, it says that our faith is the victory that overcomes the world. Faith isn't pretending that the battle doesn't hurt. Faith isn't pretending that you're not tired. Faith isn't never crying. Faith isn't never questioning. Sometimes faith is simply saying, Jesus, I don't understand what you're doing. Listen, Jesus, I don't get it. I don't understand what you're doing, but I'm still here. There were times to where my faith, it didn't look strong. There were times to where, man, my faith didn't look strong. Sometimes my faith, it looked like tears. Sometimes my faith looked like opening my Bible, even when I didn't feel like reading it. Sometimes my faith looked like saying, God, I'm struggling to believe today, so I need you to help me now. But I kept coming back. I kept coming back. I remained it. Psalms 3:8, it says, victory comes from the Lord. That's it right there. That's my testimony. I cannot take credit for none of this. Listen, yes, I had to participate. Yes, I had to keep moving when it was hard to move, when it was hard to take a next step, but I had to keep going. Yes, I had to fill out application after application. Yes, I had to keep showing up when I didn't want to. Listen, but ultimately, the victory came from God. I feel like the lighting is so dark. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still trying to get this lighting together. That looks a little better. But the victory came from God. The victory came from God. And I have a receipt now. I have a receipt now. August the 1st. The day that I put the keys in the day that lady put them keys in my hand after 2 years of homelessness. Those keys are a receipt for me. Those keys listen, they're the evidence that the chapter that I thought would never end, it ended. Deuteronomy 20:4, it says, for the Lord your God is going with you. He will fight for you against your enemies, and he will give you victory. Notice what the scripture doesn't say, because it doesn't say that there won't be a battle, but it does say God will go with you into it. And somebody needs to hear that on today, because maybe you're watching me from a place I was in months ago. Maybe nothing has changed yet. Listen, maybe you're tired of hearing everybody else's testimony because you're still waiting on yours. Maybe you're saying, okay, God, when is it going to be my turn? I understand. Trust I do. That's why I don't want you looking at my keys and only seeing the victory. I need you to see the road. I need you to see the road, because there were nights before the keys. There were tears before the keys. There was rejection before the keys. There was disappointment before the keys. There were prayers that seemed unanswered before the keys. There were moments that I wanted to quit before the keys, but there were keys. Listen, there were keys. And that's what I came back to YouTube to tell somebody. Don't give up in the middle. Don't give up in the middle. Don't let a hard chapter convince you that God has finished writing your story. Don't confuse God's silence with his absence. Don't confuse a closed door with God abandoning you. And please don't believe that because it's taking longer than you expected, that it's never gonna happen. Listen, I can't promise you when your situation will change. I can't tell you that tomorrow everything is going to suddenly get better. And I refuse to give you some cute Christian cliches just because my circumstances have changed. But what I can tell you is what these last 2 years have taught me. I can tell you what these last 2 years have taught me, because I've been sharing it. Listen, Jesus was with me before I had the keys. Jesus was with me when I didn't know where I was sleeping. Jesus was with me when I cried. Jesus was with me when I questioned. Jesus was with me when I was exhausted. Jesus was with me when I wanted to give up. And Jesus is with me right now. Right now. And that's what remaining taught me. Remaining isn't staying with Jesus because everything is working. Remaining is simply staying with Jesus because he is still worthy. Even while you're waiting for things to work out, Jesus is still worthy. Listen, brown girl beauties, I don't know what battle you're fighting right now, but prepare your horse. Keep believing, keep praying, keep showing up. I know it's not easy. I'm not going to even sit here and act like every day was easy, because it wasn't. But keep doing what you can do and leave the victory to God. Because I can finally sit here and tell you that after 2 years, I have a home. And every time I look at my keys, I'm going to remember Proverbs 21:31. Victory belongs to the Lord. Every single time I come to my front door, I'm going to remember 1 John 5:4. Faith overcomes. Every time I pick up my keys, I'm going to remember Psalms 3:8. Victory comes from God. Listen, Deuteronomy 20:4. God goes into the battle with us. And I'm forever going to remember John 15:7. Remain. That has been carrying me. Since I did my video on John 15:7, remain, that has been with me. So if you're in your middle right now, remain. If you're tired, remain. If you don't understand none of this, if you don't understand none of what you're dealing with, remain. If another door just closed, remain. And if you're struggling to believe, tell Jesus that too. But don't you walk away. Don't walk away, because one day you may be holding something in your hands that reminds you of every day that you almost gave up. For me, it's a set of keys to my new home. And these keys will forever forever remind me that the battle was real. The road was hard. My faith was tested. And what, listen, and woe was it tested. But Jesus remained it faithful. Beauties, I'm back. Listen, I'm back, and we're going to keep walking this thing out together. Not pretending, not performing, not acting like not acting like following Jesus means we never struggle. But we're going to talk about what it really looks like to remain when life gets hard. Because if these last 2 years taught me anything, listen, it's this. I don't want to just know Jesus. I don't want to just know Jesus as the God who gave me keys. I want to know him as the Jesus who stayed with me while I was waiting for them. And for that, I will forever give him the glory. For that, I will forever give him the glory. Listen, I love y'all to pieces, brown girl beauties. Listen, I will see y'all in the next video. Thank y'all so much for sticking with me. I love y'all to pieces, and I will check y'all on the next video.